of it anecdotal, statistical, whatever. But how do we close it? How do you bridge this gap between generations?
I believe that comes from each generation, you know, has to accept its faults on both sides, you know. I feel like our generation, you know, we have to accept that we've done some things that we shouldn't have done, you know, and we need to be held, being held accountable for what we have done. But at the same time, I think that the older generation should realize, like, you know, at the same time, this is how, you know, this is what you produced. This is what you raised, you know, like everybody, and for the longest, you know, everybody gives our generation, you know, the criticized part about it, you know, saying what we do today, but nobody, you know, blames the generation that raised us.
Right.
You know, so I feel like, you know, if I'm out here and I'm doing what I see on TV, maybe, you know, if you don't want me doing this, how about you tell me what I should be doing?
Yeah.
You know, and not in a criticizing way, you know, just come by, you know, be like, hey, we'll try this out.
Well, communication is key because a lot of times you gotta. I've learned this being in, you know, higher ed. It's like I can't talk attitude. At times I do because my frustration level gets to the point of like if it's grades, it's cut and dry. But I have to sit back and come down. Okay, I had to embrace social media. I don't tweet and Facebook a lot. No, I don't have Instagram. I'm not going that far. But I have to sit back and know what's going on. So I listen to the music. I'm with the culture. I mean, I'm still 31, but there's certain things that I can give that I try to tell. But if I sit back and say, "Oh, well, we didn't do it like this back," and then when I graduated and blah blah blah, then people are gonna tune me out. So it's you know, on both ends. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, if I'm telling you something, listen, because I've been through it. So this is like, you know, Mr. Conley, he's my father's age. So let's look in the room. You have 50, 31, 20. So that's 3 different generations. So theoretically, I'm too young to be a father, but I probably could be an older uncle or a brother or something like that. So there's a difference. So the way we communicate is going to be different from Mr. Conley and I than it's coming to you, because you feel like you can call me and I'm going to give you the absolute real, correct? So I think that's what it has. There has to be this more communication and not the whole talking aspect part of people, because I think when you get talked at, just like if my grandmother, I love her to death, she's 90 years old, she'll talk at me and I'm like, okay, grandma, okay, grandma. But then I can't go back and do it to him unless it's about grades, because academic excellence is what we're pushing.
Also, like you said, it starts with the family too. The family has to be able to tell us that, right? Well, not tell us, but it's like this. When the little girl, look, Daddy, I can twerk, and the father has to be like, no TV, no internet, no nothing. You reading books.
Exactly.
From now on, you reading books.
No cable, no nothing.
No, nothing.
Oh no, that's me.
It has to start right there too, because like I said, you go off what you see on TV and what the generation before us, what y'all sent down to us. So it has I think everyone has to come together. I think we all should just come together, stay hand in hand, and be able to, accept each other for who we are, and not try to change us completely. But be able to understand that things happen, everything happens for a reason. I do believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe in that. So we come hand in hand. We sit out. I like it when I can be able to sit out and talk to older people. I love it. I learn so much, and I'm pretty sure they like when they can sit down and talk to me, because they learn so much.
Absolutely.
So I think we should all just be able to come together,
What about mentoring programs? Can they help bridge the generation gap?
Depends on the type of mentoring that
Okay.
you.
Yeah, maybe not.
Because I mean, like I'm willing to sit down. Like Mike, technically, me and Mike, I come in the Mike office anytime and we'll just sit down and we'll talk. We'll rap about whatever, and that right there is enough mentoring. For me, like if you tell me, okay, well, be here, at 6:30 every Tuesday, and we gonna talk for an hour about this, that, and the other. But then it's kind of hard, because I mean, what if I'm not feeling nothing that Tuesday? Or what if something happened and I need to talk to you on Thursday? It's more of that. Mentoring would work more so if it was in a way kind of family based. And when I say family, I mean on that, I can hit you up at any time. The other day, I was stuck out west. I needed a ride. None of my friends, could come and get me. I called Mike, and Mike came and picked me up, no problem.
That's mentoring.
Yeah. That's what I'm with. But see, when you say mentoring, you know, it sounds stern. Like, I don't know about y'all. When you say mentoring, the first thing that comes to my mind is homework.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I bring that up for a reason because, you know, I have some ambivalent feelings about mentoring programs. I don't think they work as a whole nearly as well as the creators of them make them out to be. But they got to propagate what they do. They got to promote it, and that's fine. What I've learned from my own experience, and I'll wrap myself up with this, is I coach youth sports, track, it's co-ed, so I coach the girls there. Coach soccer, co-ed, so I coach girls there, and I coach football and basketball. Well, not as much basketball because I ain't no good, but I try. And I tell my parents, and I tell the students too, my players, that I coach you all for a couple of reasons. Number one, because I like sports. I like to be involved, and I was taught as a kid that there's more to sports than playing. You know, at some point you quit playing, you start coaching, running the scoreboard, being a manager, whatever. There's more to it than playing. Secondly, and perhaps more importantly for me, is that I want to coach these kids now when they're younger, so when I'm older and they're older, I won't be afraid of them. When I'm at the mall, or I'm going down the street, and I see a group of teenagers coming, I'm not afraid. I don't get tight. I don't get fearful. Because one of them is going to say, "Hey, coach," and I'm relaxed. One of the reasons why so many older people are afraid of young people because they don't know them. They watch TV all day long. They see mayhem and madness created by TV.